there's no place like home for the holidays. And no matter how far away you roam, if you pine for the sunshine of a friendly gaze, for the holidays you can.
Welcome back to another Horror for the Holidays stocking stuffer. I'm Jeff Searcy.
I'm Jay Logsdon.
And today, Jay, we're talking about Stab 7.
Oh, I love the Stab franchise.
Me too.
Ever since the first one about those murders in Woodsboro, parodying that lady Sydney.
And they will never end, Jay. I want to make that very clear to you. No matter how tired it gets, no matter how much of a self-parody it becomes, it will never, ever stop. Nev Campbell can never rest, Jay. We've worked on an AI likeness of her as we speak, and she will be in every Stab movie going forward.
There will never not be a Stab movie with without Nev Campbell in it.
Yes, she will be in every single one. We got her AI voice print. She can say whatever we make her say.
Jeff, I've got man, it was a rough week for me because not only did I go see Scream 7, I also went and saw Psycho Killer.
Ooh.
That was also a turd.
I was gonna go see it, but then I saw you said it was bad. My brother said it was bad, and I'm like, oh well, maybe not then.
I'll talk about it at the end, but let's dive into Scream 7 first.
Let's dive into it. Jay, I like Courtney Cox, but she needs to die.
in general, or in this franchise? Either or.
The franchise. We'll say the franchise for now.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like, it fit. One of my friends said, because it was Kevin Williamson's first directorial. I think it was directorial debut.
Yeah,
certainly the first time, if not, certainly the first time doing one of these. And for someone who wrote the first couple of movies to just not understand that you need to have Gale there at the end of, if you're not going to kill Gale needs to be either
involved,
seriously injured or needs to be there at the end of the movie.
Yes, she feels like a tacked on afterthought.
Agreed. Yeah.
She doesn't. I mean, the movie would be the same with or without her, pretty much.
Which might be the story of the whole movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say the intro sequence, the cold open or whatever, very solid, but has basically no bearing on the rest of the movie either. And also the logistics are insane. So most of it takes place in the town in Indiana, but that opening takes place in Woodsboro, which means that the two killers would have had to fly from Indiana to California, kill those random people, then fly back to Indiana that same night.
Without anybody noticing?
Also, the jet lag would be insane. And also,
no, yes, I thought that opening was maybe one of my favorite.
It's solid opening.
Very reminiscent of the original. And it's I watched that, I'm like, man, lots of promise, lots of exciting stuff, and then
all downhill.
None of it's delivered on.
Yes, it honestly makes the movie worse for me when that happens. When there's a solid opening, or you like the first part of a movie, and then it just goes completely downhill afterwards. Feels bad.
But yeah, back to Kevin Williamson. Just felt incredibly sloppily put together. There's
so many of these. One, what the fuck happened to the budget on this movie? Because it wasn't used on the special effects or the camera work or anything like that. I mean, some of these shots look laughably bad. Some of the ending shots look straight off of a fucking CW show. The effect, basically, I had to stop myself from laughing every time Stu's, I guess AI avatar is on screen, which he doesn't even. We'll get into it, I'm sure, but the whole conceit doesn't even work because they immediately go, that's probably AI. Which, to me, would have been okay, so that would be the opportunity to make it actually be Stu at the end.
Right.
Because you make it so obvious that it's not him.
So, I don't know if you noticed, the entire movie, the movie theater in town, has a Texas Chainsaw Massacre is showing.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, Stu is Leatherface. His face is all cut up. the orderly, because I had pegged that the orderly at the thing was.
I mean, he's so heavy-handedly bad guy.
Was in on it. I was like, he is Cook,
Mm.
and then the guy Carl. The Carl guy, the guy who everyone's like, who the fuck's this guy? When they catch Ghostface, he's Hitchhiker. He's the
mid-movie Ghostface.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, like that's who these three characters are, like, and they're imitating Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I was like, oh, that's what they're gonna do. And then it's like he started morphing into the other actors, and also I call bullshit. I could understand having Roman's like being able to AI Roman's face and deep fake his voice and all that shit, because Roman was a successful Hollywood producer. I could understand Mrs. Loomis because she was like a reporter and there's probably video footage. You wouldn't fucking know what Stu sounds like.
No. That's the thing. You would need a reference point for the computer to generate it for you.
Yep.
And they don't have that reference.
Yeah, they wouldn't have, because like there, as far as I remember, there's not like a scene in the first Scream movie where like people are walking around with like camcorders recording stuff.
No. I mean, maybe you could get it like from pictures or whatever, but you wouldn't be able to get the voice from pictures.
Yeah,
of
no,
him.
like I think you could get the face, but there's no way he would sound like Matthew Lillard.
I mean, maybe they were just counting on it because it's been so long since those. Which, that's another thing that makes absolutely no sense is, okay, they burned down Stu's house, which has become the Stab Museum or whatever, at the beginning. It's like, and literally, it's no one even gives a shit. Not even Sydney gives a shit about it. She never references it or anything. All the guy's like, I had a hot night in Woodsboro or whatever. And she's like, yeah, that's fun. That's cool. Whatever. And that's the only thing that ever comes of that.
I think they maybe mention it like one other time, and that's it.
And the goal of the Ghostface is to pass this trauma on to the next generation or whatever. Why would you get rid of the house? And why, if you're trying to make her believe it's Stu, why would Stu get rid of the house?
Why would Stu get rid of his own house?
That doesn't make any sense.
No, the movie just felt so bland. Like, not boring, bland.
No. Scream has become Stab at this point. It's doing the same things over and over again. It's using the same tired, recycled cliches and characters. And it's just not landing anymore because it's like, you can't make fun of... It's kind of like you're winking at the audience saying, oh, I'm doing this stupid thing. But it's like, but you're still doing the stupid thing.
No, and it, like you said, like it was... because I went like, oh, it's gonna be Stu now, and I but like early on, I had pegged exactly who the killers were. It was so obvious, and like
she could not be more suspicious.
And then I think my idea that like, okay, I like, no, it's actually gonna be Stu, and like my Texas Chainsaw Massacre thought came when her son got killed.
Yes, because that was the thing that made me doubt, because I'm like, oh, it's got to be the neighbor lady. She's suspicious as hell. But yeah, then when she kills her own son, it's like, what the fuck?
Speaking of his death, that was maybe my favorite kill in the whole movie. A very My Bloody Valentine, putting the body on the shower head or whatever.
I like the tap kill, but it's like, on one hand I liked it, but on the other hand, they did it so bad close up with the CGI.
Oh no, it
I was
looked
like,
terrible.
What the fuck is this in this kind of a budget movie? What the hell is this?
It would have been such a good kill if it had not looked
Like,
so hokey.
The slashing these kills do not feel like Scream kills, because like brutality was never the point of a Scream kill. It was the Ghostface hunting you down or whatever aspect of it.
Yep, and you not knowing who it's supposed to be more of a whodunit.
Yes, and like honestly, the shower, the hanging him up and slashing him or whatever felt more like a Terrifier thing.
Oh, especially when like the guts spilled out.
The terrible CGI guts that look horrible.
Yep.
Yeah, the thing that like Terrifier would have done practically.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks horrible, and it doesn't even feel like a thing Ghostface would do.
I did like the town. I thought the town felt.
No,
like, I think I'd watch a different horror movie that takes place in that town or in that set.
Pinesboro is a nicely constructed town. I like it, but yes, the things happening in it are completely nonsensical and boring and bad.
It was so rough. Listeners, if you haven't seen it and you like I'm sure you've just been seeing hate for the movie, just know the hate is very deserved.
It's justified. Also, you know what? Then there's like large contingent of people out there defending it, saying that it's good and trying to do all kinds of bending over backwards to make it make sense. And these are the exact people who are getting parodied in Scream 5, by the way, which becomes more and more prescient as time goes on.
Well, and I loved, speaking of people getting parodied, the one thing I enjoyed in this movie, the one thing that I thought was actually very, very funny was that, and I've seen a lot of hate for the neighbor lady's motivation, but her motivation was literally, why wasn't Sydney in the last movie?
Mm-hmm.
I'm never going to let this franchise die because Sydney needs to keep being in these movies. And I thought that was the funniest fucking commentary and like middle finger and if this had then been the end of Scream, if this movie with the whole like she needs to be in all these movies, no, they're already working on the next one.
Oh yeah, no. See, honestly, at this point, Sydney either needs to leave the franchise permanently or die, because she's literally the commentary from 5. This is getting tired.
Yep.
This is getting hackneyed. Sydney needs to be killed, and Stab needs to move on.
Every other franchise has done. Every other franchise has done it, and Scream was about to do it, and then Spyglass fucked around.
And it just, and also, all these people defending this, I want you to know, you probably didn't catch it, but the movie is literally making fun of you, by the way, because everybody was like, Melissa didn't get fired. Her contract just ended. They literally have Gail go, I didn't get fired. My contract just ended.
Still, my favorite has been the like, oh no, we just couldn't make Jenna Ortega's schedule work with ours. And then Jenna Ortega literally comes out and says, no, I was standing with my friend and coworker, Melissa Barrera. Like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, no. And it's like, it also, the weird scenes with Chad and his sister, they are never in a scene with Sydney. What? They're in the same house.
Yeah.
Did they like film their scenes separately or something?
It felt like one of those like who was available or who wasn't available on every shooting day.
They also didn't feel necessary to be in the movie at all. The friend group was kind of like uninteresting.
That's the thing. I knew it was no one in the friend group because none of them had anything going on.
Yeah.
And especially when they all started dying. But like early on, I went literally like there is nothing separating all of these characters from each other. You've got Tatum's boyfriend, and you've got kind of the like the one nerdy neighbor kid, and I'm like, everyone else is just bland random friend.
But yes, that was another thing on this one. It's like nobody important died. This movie felt like it didn't even really matter. Yeah, her friends that you really don't care about and barely know die.
All these characters you just got introduced to.
Yes. Oh wow, the people who just got introduced to get killed. The red shirt effect.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it felt so stupid. I was just standing there like, literally the movie ended and I went, that was it. Like that's.
Yep, that was it. That was literally it. That's like the thing you knew from the very beginning was going to happen. Happened. That was it.
Like I wouldn't even say boring. Like I've said before, boring is the worst thing a movie can be. I don't think this was necessarily boring. It was just bland.
No,
it was just the blandest. Like
this is literally what the original Scream was parodying. Is a franchise that's become a slasher franchise that's over the hill and up its own ass, and makes a boring movie basically.
It's just.
But you know what wasn't boring, Jay? Scary Movie 6 trailer.
That was
oh my god,
highlight of the movie.
I'm so hyped for Scary Movie 6. Having the fucking tiny hand guy be long legs is gonna be amazing. Fucking the M3 dance on the train.
I loved. Oh my god, I saw that and I went, oh my god. There's gonna be a Terrifier 3 parody. Like
yes.
I'll see that. My wife and I have been talking about checking out, like rewatching, because I think I've maybe only seen the first 1 or 2 scary movies.
Oh
like,
yeah, you should definitely watch.
Like we're talking about watching all of them to get ready for the.
If
new
you haven't
one.
seen 3, you gotta see 3. That's got President Leslie Nielsen.
Excellent. But yeah, let me real fast talk about the other slasher movie I saw.
Oh boy. This will be an education for me. I've only heard about how bad this movie is secondhand.
So I went and saw Psycho Killer, which when the trailer came out, I went, "Oh, that sounds really interesting." And then I was had had gotten my tickets. I was all ready to go see it, and like early reviews started coming in, and people were just like, "This is dumb and bad." And Jeff, it is dumb and bad. Scream would be the worst movie I've seen this year if I hadn't seen Psycho Killer.
Oof.
The positives. Malcolm McDowell is in this movie for about like 30 minutes as like, what's the Anton LaVey? Is that the name of like the
Satanist guy?
The Satanist guy.
Yeah.
He's kind of like an Anton LaVey type character.
Okay.
He's great in his handful of scenes. He's great. It's basically about like this Satanist serial killer that's driving from like Nevada to, we learn, 3 Mile Island. He's gonna basically melt down the nuclear power plant. And he's basically carving like this like satanic swath across the country. Jeff, it's like the most hot topic Marilyn Manson 9 Inch Nails boomer ass version of like Satanic Panic you've ever seen. Like, oh, he painted 666. Like, oh, long black hair and black nails. Oh, they're Satanists. And it's like, it's like literally, like that felt like that felt like their understanding of like what a like satanic killer would be. And it's like the satanic slasher is blah, blah, blah. The cops feel like incredibly inept. The FBI feels like incredibly unprepared for this. And Georgina Campbell's character gets roped into it because she watches the dude kill her husband. They're both cops, and her husband pulls him over, and then she's like on the other side of the road, basically like, do you need backup? And he's like, no, it's fine. And she like goes to do a U-turn and watches her husband get murdered by the dude who then drives off.
Okay.
And so then she gets roped into it, and she's like, I'm gonna hunt him down. And it basically goes from there. Lots of red neon soaked lighting, especially early on in the movie. And I'm always a sucker for neon soaked lighting. But the nicest thing I can say about this movie is this: if this movie had come out in like the early 2000s, I know a ton of people that this would be one of their favorite movies. You would be hanging out with like someone you went to high school with, you haven't seen for a while, who's maybe like a little trashier and like stuff like that. And they're like, they've got a Psycho Killer tattoo, and you'd be like, oh, what's that? And they're like, you haven't seen Psycho Killer? It's this great movie. And then like you watch it, they're like, oh, wasn't it great? And you'd be like, oh, that was a movie, all right. Yeah, that's the nicest thing I could say about this movie. Like, there is a group of people, like literally, like when I was describing this person to you, I'm sure you can picture this person in your head and be like, that person would like this movie.
I was picturing some Reddit atheists, Jeff, when you're talking about this.
But yeah, I left the movie just as confused about like who the killer was or wasn't, how they were alive, and basically like kind of what the point of the whole movie was, and who like and like who they were, if the person was who they were saying it was. Like there's no resolution, and then like they get taken to like a maximum security prison, and like they kind of imply that the killer is who you thought it was the whole time, except the killer had been killed earlier in the movie. It like supposedly in this maximum security prison, but then gets taken back to the maximum security prison. And then there's this whole thing about like a lady who's like, the government's making serial killers and releasing them into society. And so then like, was that what was going on in this? It was so weird.
Okay.
Because like multiple times, like they're doing like the scanning the radio for like signals to try and like, what are people saying about the satanic slasher?
Yeah.
And multiple times this lady's like, there's a serial killer. The government's making serial killers to destabilize the society. Terrible.
Turning the frogs gay too?
Essentially, yeah. Terrible CGI blood for almost the entire film.
Oh.
The killer's voice was so fucking like he just like talks like Batman fucking, and no one thinks, and that's how he talks the entire time, and no one thinks like, oh, there's something weird about this guy. Even the cop that pulled him over never once was like, oh, something a little weird about this guy and the way he's talking.
There's nothing wrong with how I talk, Jay.
But Jeff, overall, my biggest complaint is in a movie called Psycho Killer, they didn't fucking play the song once. God fucking damn it.
Oh man, that sucks. That's a misstep.
I was like, did the Talking Heads get like an early screening? And they're like, No, take us off
No
of
way.
this.
No way.
Because, like, literally, I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, at least they're going to play the song at some point, right? And then they never did.
That's rough.
Truly the worst movie I've seen so far this year.
That's rough, Jay. Not even doing the song.
It was two movies that I would be disappointed to find in my stocking on Christmas morning.
Yeah, I gotta agree. From your description of that one plus Scream 7, not been a good movie week.
Yeah, which unfortunate, but hopefully, the movies we've watched for the podcast, the mainline
good,
movies have been solid. And I'm excited for the next one, and I guess now would be as good a time as any. Next week, it's April Fool's Day, and we're going to be talking about Killer Party, an April Fool's movie from 1986. That's not April Fool's Day or Slaughter High. It's a third one.
The third one. Oh boy, Jay. But before we go, I think this could end up being a pretty good month for horror. Because we've got, let me pull up my list here.
The Bride.
Yes, The Bride. That looks pretty good.
And Dolly.
Yes, Dolly. Let me see. There's those two. And then there were two more I had bookmarked I thought looked interesting. I think Ready or Not 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to see that one. That looks like it could be fun. And there was one more. I'm trying to remember which one.
Oh, for me at least,
They Will Kill You. That's the one I was thinking of.
is that the one that's oh my gosh. No. I was thinking of James Van Der Beek's last movie, The Gates.
Oh, yeah.
Which I believe is supposed to come out like the 15th or something.
I didn't even know that one was coming out.
That's like, yeah, I love James Van Der Beek. Like I'm like R.I.P. Like I will absolutely go see this movie.
But yeah, we better be careful though, Jay, because They Will Kill You is a horror comedy. So
Oh well, man.
I don't know if those are allowed to exist.
I'd said if Cold Storage is anything to go off. Well, no, I loved Cold Storage.
But yeah, the plot. Have you seen the trailer for that one?
I don't think so.
Basically, she answers an ad in the paper to go work as a service worker at this hotel, and she doesn't realize that it's got like a long history of disappearances. It's I can't remember her name. She plays Domino in Deadpool 2.
Okay. Zazie Beetz.
Yep, that's the one. But yeah, I mean, I like her, almost everything she's been in, so I'm gonna go check it out. It looks promising. There's some pretty funny jokes in the trailer and some pretty brutal kills.
I'm looking it up right now. Yeah, I don't think I've that's certainly not one that's been on my radar, but
It's coming out at the end of March. She takes a job as a housekeeper in a New York City high-rise, unaware of the building's history of disappearances. She soon realizes the community is shrouded in mystery.
okay, I'll probably check that. I love this image of her like covered in blood. This is
Yes.
you know what, you sold me with this image. I'll probably go see
There's
this.
what's his name? Draco Malfoy is the
Okay.
bad guy. Tom Felton. That's his name. But yeah, they're like in a creepy, weird sacrificial cult.
Oh yeah, I'll go see
operates in
this.
this building. Yeah, it's pretty cool. March 27th, I think.
Well, listeners, we'll be back next week, like I said, with Killer Party. If you want to get in touch with us, let us know your thoughts on Scream 7, on Psycho Killer, any other movies that we have or have not talked about on Stocking Stuffers. Be part of Garbage Day. Send us an email, horrorfortheholidays@gmail.com. Get in touch with us on social media. We're all the places at Horror4Holidays. That's horror, the number 4 holidays.
Tell us how painful it's going to be for you to wait until next year for the next Leprechaun. Tell James he has to do it sooner.
Maybe we will.
YouTube.com/horrorfortheholidays to get our audio backup. Subscribe, hit the bell over there. All the podcatchers, Apple Podcasts is the main one for reviewing, so give us those 5-star reviews. If it's not 5 stars, we're not going to read it. And to show that you're a real stocking stuffer sicko, put 0 stars if I could.
Yep, that way we know. That way now we know who the sickos are when they put 5-star review entitled
Yes,
0 stars if I could.
You're already a sicko if you listen to the main show, but if you're listening to the stocking stuffers, then we know you're a real sicko.
You're a real sicko killer. No.
A real sicko killer.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
We've licensed the song for this, but it's an Irish folk version.
Psycho killer.
Speaking of Irish folk, by the way, parodying Sinners in Scary Movie 6.
Oh yeah, that's in there too. Otherwise, we'll see you next week. Killer Party. Thanks for listening. Also, if voting's still going on, vote for us in the Raddies.
Yes, we want to be a multi-award winning podcast.
Bye.